Imagine a time before calendars, before clocks, before even the idea of a year. This was the world of our earliest human ancestors, hunter-gatherers living in small wandering groups. Their lives were a constant search for food, water, and shelter, guided by the rising sun and the changing seasons. They followed herds, learned the secrets of plants, and looked up at the same stars we see today, wondering about their place in the universe. They developed language, a revolutionary tool that allowed them to share ideas, warn of danger, and tell stories around the fire. This ability to communicate was the first great leap for our species. Life was a daily challenge, but they adapted and learned, using intelligence to overcome obstacles. They observed their environment closely, understanding animal behavior and plant cycles with an intimacy we've lost. Every rock, river, and star was part of their story, passed down through generations. The greatest innovation of this era was the control of fire. At first, fire was a terrifying force, but soon, our ancestors learned to tame it. Fire provided warmth, kept predators at bay, and cooked food, helping our brains to grow. More than that, fire created a center for the community, a hearth to gather, share, and dream. Around the glow of the fire, humanity began to truly become human. The spark of imagination and the power of language set us on a path that would change the world. Our ancestors' curiosity and adaptability laid the foundation for everything to come. They survived ice ages, predators, and the unknown, always moving forward. Their journey was the beginning of our own. The story of civilization starts here, with a spark in the darkness, and from that spark, the flame of humanity began to grow. For millennia, we wandered, our lives tied to the hunt and the luck of the land. Then came a slow revolution, the discovery that seeds could be planted and crops grown. This agricultural revolution reshaped our destiny. We began to partner with the earth, coaxing life from the soil instead of just taking what it offered. New tools emerged, hoes to till, sickles to harvest, stones to grind grain. We were no longer just reacting to nature, we were shaping it. Settling down meant we could build permanent homes and store surplus food. Populations grew and the world began to fill with us. Farmers could support larger families on smaller plots of land. This new way of life changed how we saw time. Farmers had to think in cycles, planting, tending, harvesting, waiting. We began to track the sun, moon, and stars, creating the first calendars. The shift from wandering to farming was the most significant change in our history. It required planning, patience, and a new understanding of the world. We became astronomers out of necessity, not just curiosity. The seeds of civilization were planted in these early fields. Humanity was learning to build, to plan, and to dream of a future. The age of the farmer had begun. Farming's success led to the rise of villages, then cities, complex systems of people, trade, and power. In Mesopotamia, cities like Uruk and Ur became bustling centers, requiring new ways to manage resources and people. The solution was writing, first as pictographs, then as symbols for sounds. Cuneiform in Mesopotamia, hieroglyphs in Egypt, and characters in China all emerged to record knowledge. Writing allowed us to store information, pass down laws, and share stories across generations. It was humanity's first permanent memory. With writing, complex governments and economies became possible. Trade flourished, contracts and receipts ensured fairness, and literature explored the human experience. The written word transformed society, fueling innovation and connection. Cities and writing grew together, each making the other possible. Artisans, builders, and leaders could now specialize, supported by surplus food and recorded knowledge. The city became a living organism, a hub of creativity and progress. Writing gave us history, law, and myth, tools to shape our world. The leap from spoken word to written record changed everything. Humanity was no longer bound by memory alone. The story of civilization was now being written. With cities and writing, great civilizations rose. Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, and China. In Mesopotamia, ziggurats reached for the heavens and epic poems told of gods and heroes. Egypt's pharaohs built pyramids aligned with the stars, guided by the Nile's predictable floods. The Indus Valley boasted advanced urban planning and water systems. In China, dynasties forged a culture of philosophy, bronze art, and monumental projects like the Great Wall. Each civilization was a unique experiment in organizing society on a grand scale. In Greece, thinkers like Socrates and Aristotle pioneered philosophy, democracy, and science. The Greeks asked why. and sought rational explanations for the world. The Romans built on Greek ideas, creating an empire of roads, laws, and cities. Roman law and language shaped Europe for centuries. The Pax Romana united diverse peoples under a single rule. These civilizations laid the foundations for art, science, and government. Their achievements echo through history, shaping the world we know. The rise of civilization was a leap into complexity, creativity, and ambition. Humanity was building not just cities, but entire worlds of meaning. No civilization stands alone. Trade routes like the Silk Road connected east and west, carrying silk, spices, and precious metals. Caravans and ships moved goods and ideas across continents. Alongside merchants came inventions like paper and beliefs like Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. The world's mind was being connected. These exchanges brought conflict and disease, but also innovation and understanding. Empires competed for control, but the web of connection could not be undone. People discovered the diversity of the human family and learned from one another. The age of isolated worlds was ending. Trade fueled progress, linking distant cultures in a global network. The movement of goods was matched by the movement of knowledge. The world was growing smaller and humanity was growing closer. The seeds of globalization were sown in these ancient exchanges. The story of civilization became a story of connection. After Rome's fall, Europe entered the Middle Ages, a time of change and new beginnings. Monks preserved ancient knowledge while the Islamic world advanced science, medicine, and philosophy. Feudalism shaped society, and cathedrals soared as symbols of faith and skill. In China, inventions like gunpowder and the compass changed the world. The world was not standing still, it was preparing for a new era. The Renaissance began in Italy, a rebirth of art, science, and humanism. Artists like Leonardo and Michelangelo celebrated human potential and creativity. The printing press revolutionized the spread of ideas, making knowledge accessible to all. This flood of information fueled the Reformation and the scientific revolution. The world was waking up, questioning old beliefs, and seeking new truths. Human experience, creativity, and intellect became central. The Renaissance set the stage for the modern world. Civilization was ready for its next leap. For most of history, our power came from muscle, wind, and water. The Industrial Revolution changed everything, beginning with the steam engine. Factories powered by steam produced goods on an unprecedented scale. Cities exploded in size as people sought work in industry. The world was remade in iron and coal. Steam locomotives and ships shrank distances connecting cities and continents. Life's rhythm shifted from sun and seasons to factory whistles and clocks. New social classes emerged, and with them new challenges. Overcrowding, pollution, inequality. Invention flourished. The telegraph, photography, telephone, and electric light transformed daily life. The foundations of our technological world were laid in this era. The Industrial Revolution brought both hope and hardship. It was an age of progress and disruption. The spirit of invention drove humanity forward. The world was changing faster than ever before. The modern age had begun. The 20th century brought change at dizzying speed. We split the atom, discovered DNA, and walked on the moon. The computer revolution transformed everything, shrinking machines from room-sized to pocket-sized. The microchip put immense power in our hands, unleashing creativity and innovation. The internet connected the world, creating a global network for communication and knowledge. Suddenly, information was accessible to anyone, anywhere. Our economies, politics, and social lives became intertwined with digital technology. We carry supercomputers in our pockets, connecting us to billions. This global connection offers opportunities and challenges: misinformation, privacy, and access. We are the first generation to navigate this hyper-connected reality. The digital age is reshaping what it means to be human. Our world is more connected and more complex than ever before. The future is being written in code and connection. Our journey began as curious apes and led to a globally connected species. We shaped stone, tamed fire, built cities, and reached for the stars. The story of civilization is one of overcoming challenges through ingenuity and cooperation. Each new technology, language, farming, writing, printing, steam, the internet, accelerated our progress. Today, our challenges are global climate change, finite resources, and the need for understanding. We must use our powers of communication to foster cooperation, not conflict. The story of civilization is not over, it may have just begun. Our future is unwritten, shaped by the choices we make now. Will we become wise stewards of our planet? Will we reach for the stars? We are heirs to generations of thinkers, dreamers, and builders. We have the tools and the knowledge. The question is whether we have the wisdom. The cosmos is waiting to see what we do next. The adventure continues. The story of humanity is still being written.